Hey everybody, it's Flozzen from Chokehold here. Today we're going to be doing episode 2 of the guides, and we're going to be talking about some key bindings and general settings. So this is just something that will help you be able to reduce your actions per minute, which if you're roaming, if you're zerking, if you're commanding, it's all very valuable stuff. So the first thing, I want you guys to have a look at the skills down here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's standard. Then this is usually going to be 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. And this is your elite skill. If you're pressing 0 to use your best skill, arguably, you have to take your hand off your movement keys. That's if you move with your keyboard. Some people like to move by holding down double mouse, move around like this, and then bind whatever they want. I know a lot of WoW players do that. So this is for those people who are using WASD to move. If you're using WASD to move, and you have these skills on 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, try and hit them and move at the same time. It's going to be very impossible to do, unless you click. If you click like this, you waste time coming back up here to look around what's going on in your situation. So I'd recommend binding these to some keys that are around your movement keys, and rebinding those to something you don't need. Remembering that T is very important for targeting. You want to be able to call that target and be able to move to that target quite easily. So Q and E for your rotation. So that's actually turning, or strafing is what it's auto set at. I've changed my strafe to A and D because you can turn with your mouse as opposed to having to turn with a key, which then means that you can bind these skills to your bar. R, C, and X. Z is also a good one if you're able to move to Z. So that's just a couple key bindings there. And the same thing goes for your F1, F2, F3, F4, and F5. So most skills will have this. So your Firebrands have it, your Scourges have it, your Revs have it with your Legend swaps. So what you want to do is you can bind them to something different, right? So use an Alt or use a Shift key, whatever is able to reduce the time it takes for your hand to move away from your movement keys to press a button to then come back to your movement keys. It's very important. Alright, after that now, it's the dodge. So there's a setting which is default in Guild Wars, which is double tap to evade is usually turned on as default. Turn that off and bind your dodge key, because the double tap means that you have 2 buttons to press before you can just dodge once, right? So you want to be moving and be able to dodge the direction that you want to dodge very quickly. Your dodge is very important in World v World, so turn that off. The next one is you want to do thick party health bars and thick squad health bars if you need to. Thick party health bars is very important, especially if you're a healer or if you're some sort of support utility class, because it enables you to be able to see people's health bars other than your own above their character. So you want to have that in there, otherwise you might miss someone who's going to go down, or you might not be able to get a clutch heal off. Another thing what I just did here in the squads, if you're running in a squad and you're not the commander or a lieutenant, you need to be running with view as grid off, so that you can see people's boons, and then you'll also be able to see their conditions. Okay, so wrong skill, but hey. When I cast this skill, I'll get some boons, and everyone in my party will be able to see those boons. The same goes for conditions and stuns. So if you see stuns or conditions on a friendly player in your party, and you're a healer, your job is to clear that. Next setting that I think is quite important because it reduces your APM, so your actions per minute, is your lock ground target and maximum skill range as well. So you don't want to be hovering around to try and find that target. And fast with range indicator. So I like to smart cast with a range indicator on, as opposed to having to click again to use that skill. So let's have a look at this. If we go back to normal here, which is the default setting, and I'll put feedback on. So if I press the button once, I then have to click or press it again to use it. Okay, so same thing here. I press the button once, That's the action. And then I have to click or press the button again to use it. So each skill you cast is now 2 actions. Whereas if you turn this to fast with range indicator, it doesn't lose your range ability, so you can still see where it needs to go, but you just press the button down. So I'm holding the button down, and as I let it go, the skill casts. So you can still see the range indicator there, okay? So if I'm moving it around here, this is what the range limit does, that setting the range limit. If I push it to the max, it locks there. I can't go any further than that, and it doesn't disappear. So you want to be able to move with this. This is your max range here, right? Can't go any further than that. You want to have this, and as soon as you let it go, it casts. You need to reduce those keystrokes so that you have more time to be able to move, or more time to be able to turn around and see a Zerg coming down and pushing you. So that's important whether you're Zerging or you're roaming. So those settings are going to help you in WvW World. Fast with range indicator, lock ground target at maximum skill range. You want to be able to turn your party bars on here, and you want to be able to change your key bindings to something that better suits your movement. It doesn't have to be the exact same as mine, whatever suits how you play. If you play with your mouse, if you move predominantly with your mouse and you've keybound dodge to your mouse or something like that, you can put your key bindings however you want. Alright, thanks for listening guys. I'll catch you next time.